Hello, students. Good evening to all of you all. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the online session. As this is a free session, you all can share the link to your friends. I have already sent the link to the group. Yeah, can you all hear me clearly and can you all see the screen clearly? Am I audible to you all? Okay, then students, let's go into the discussion. I hope you all can see the screen as well as my camera as well as whatever I'm writing, and I hope you all can hear me. Okay, so let's go into the discussion. First question. This is our third paper. I think the fourth paper class. This is our third paper. Which of the following statement is correct regarding vitamins? So they have given a general, they have not asked for any specific vitamin. Generally, they have said vitamin. So vitamin B and vitamin C are soluble in lipids. This word is wrong because you all know vitamins can be classified into two. Water soluble vitamin, those are BC, and water insoluble ones, which are KADE, short form KADE. Vitamin BC, vitamin KADE. Even though the vitamin KADE are insoluble in water, they are lipid soluble. But in the question, they have said that vitamin B and C are soluble in lipids. So therefore, it is totally wrong. Vitamin A deficiency causes vision related diseases. Yeah, that's correct. No, because vitamin A, okay, there is a special name called retinol that you all will learn in A level. So vitamin A, lack of vitamin A. So lack of vitamin A only we call it deficiency. Deficiency means lacking. Yeah, I hope all of you all can hear me, no? Yeah. When vitamin A is lacking in our body, then what will happen? It will cause vision related diseases, without spots, night blindness, blurred visions, and also there are some other skin issues like blisters on the um, elbow joints and knee joints. Those can come related to vitamin A. Then vitamin D is related to blood clotting. No, vitamin D is related to mainly bone. So therefore blood clotting, no, wrong. It's related to vitamin K. Therefore deficiency of vitamin D causes anemia. No. Deficiency of vitamin K can cause excessive bleeding, lack of blood clotting and all those things. Taking too much vitamin C causes scurvy disease and also causes weakening of gums, weakening and bleeding of gums. Scurvy disease is actually weakening of gums, bleeding of gums, internal bleeding. But that happens due to lack of vitamin C. Here they are saying taking too much. That is wrong, no? If they have mentioned like lack of vitamin C, then the statement would have been correct. So here I think we have only one correct statement, that is statement B. Are you clear about it? Yeah, statement B. Yeah, please mention your names. Y'all can rename it so that I can see how many of our class students are attending. A is wrong, Puta, because they have to say B and vitamin C are soluble in what? In water, not in lipids. So therefore A is wrong. So here we can go with B statement. I hope all of you all are clear about it. Here you can see vitamin A deficiency can cause night blindness, bidot spots, and some other skin related issues. Hope you all are clear. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this is all related to vitamin A. And then there was something related to clotting, no? So they had said some other vitamin, but vitamin K is only related to helping for clotting, which causes clotting of blood so that excessive bleeding doesn't occur. Second one, which of the following statement? Now, Puta, even though your answers are correct, Puta, just go through the others because I'm discussing certain theory parts. Okay, I mean, like with the other answers, with the wrong answers also, I'm giving the correct things and all those things. So all those are theory. So whatever you need to write it down, quickly jot it down, and later you all can properly write the notes. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding matter? So from the small grades,
and switch.
okay, from small grades you have studied about matter. Matter can is composed of pure elements, then pure compounds, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Then there is another method of classifying matter as solids, liquids, and gases. Now here they are saying all the matter in the world are made up of tiny particles known as atoms. Yes, whether it is a solid matter or a liquid matter or gaseous matter, all of them are composed of atoms. Atoms make up matter. Matter is made out of atoms. So if the atoms are tightly packed, we call it solid. If the atoms are loosely packed, we call it liquid. If the atoms are freely moving here and there, we call it gases. That's all. That's the difference. But everything is made out of atoms. So first statement is correct. In solids, the atoms are tightly packed, and in gases, the atoms are freely moving. Yes, just now we discussed, no? In solids, the atoms are tightly packed, and in gases, the atoms are freely moving. That's why when you open a gas, it will just fly off because it is atoms inside it are freely moving here and there. Solids have a definite shape, yes, and a definite volume, while liquids don't have a definite shape and don't have a definite volume. That is a problem, no? Liquids don't have a definite shape. So they take the shape of the container. They take the shape of the container, but they have a definite volume. Now, for example, if I take 500 milliliter or 100 milliliter of milk and put it to a big bucket, that full bucket doesn't get filled with milk, no? Only whatever I put 100 ml means only 100 ml of milk will be filled. It doesn't take up the whole vessel. Gases are not like that. From a small container, if I transfer to the large container, the whole thing will be occupied by gases. So gases do not have definite volume, but liquids have definite volume. Okay, so that statement is wrong. So here they are asking for the incorrect statement. Statement number 3 is wrong. Because of this, all the other 3 parts are correct. Definite shape for solids, definite volume for solids, that is correct. Liquids don't have a definite shape, ekathari. But this one part is wrong. Just because one part is wrong, 3 are correct. Is the full statement wrong? Yes. Liquids and gases can flow easily, but liquids cannot be compressed like that of gases. Yes. Liquids cannot be compressed. Gases, from a big cylinder, you can put it into a small cylinder and compress the gases as much as you want. But liquids, you can't compress like that. When you compress it, it will create a pressure to the opposite side. Still, you all have not studied. You will study in third term. There is something called the hydraulic jack, where when you put press one side, from the other side you will be given a pressure will be given. That is done through liquids. because liquids cannot be compressed. So that statement is correct. So third one is our answer. I hope you all are clear. If you all have any doubts, you all can either unmute and ask, or you all can send me a chat box message. My class students, please mention your name in the rename option. You all can, if your Zoom is in someone else's account's name or phone name or something, just put your name so that I can have idea who are the students who are attending the classes. Because this is done freely for you all to improve your results. So today also I got many students marks, school term marks. I'm really happy. You know, vast improvement. Even the grade 9 students, there has been a good improvement this time. So here the pictures are there. If you want, take a screenshot. So solids, the atoms are tightly packed. In liquids, it is loosely packed. In gases, it is freely moving here and there. That's why you can open solid and keep. You can open a liquid and keep, but you can't open a cylinder of gas and keep because it flies away. Yes, let's move to the third question. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding Newton's law? Acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force applied and the mass of the object. So here they are saying directly proportional, no? So the first statement is wrong. Why? According to Newton's second law, acceleration is directly proportional to the force. That part is correct. But acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of the object. When the mass increases, acceleration will decrease, no? When you're trying to push a thin fellow and a fat fellow, to push the thin fellow, it is easy, but to push the fat fellow, it is hard because his mass is high, acceleration will be less. So from that Newton's second law only, we derive the equation F equals ma equation, no? So first statement is wrong. Just we'll go through the other statements also. Every action has an equal but opposite reaction. Yes, that is Newton's third law. Acceleration of the object increases when the mass of the object decreases. Yes, when the mass decreases, acceleration can increase. Object has the ability to move with a constant velocity unless an external force is applied on it. Yes, that is a part of the first law. If there is no air resistance, if there is no friction, when you push an object, it will continue to move. Okay, with the same velocity unless someone goes and stops it. Especially you can see this situation in the outer space. You take something to outer space, give it a small force, continually until the end of time, it will move with that same velocity. That is a part of Newton's law, no? An object which is, here the Newton's law I have given. An object which is at rest will continue to be at rest, and an object which is moving will continue to be moving unless an unbalanced external force is applied on it. That is related to the Newton's first law. Acceleration is directly proportional to the mass and acceleration is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass, second law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, third law. I hope you all are revising this. Just because you finish your first term, don't stop revising the first term. Now, in grade 6, 7, 8, 9, you all would have done that. But until O levels, your grade 10 first term, second term, third term, all that are needed. So your revision of grade 10 first term will stop after you do your O level exams. Okay, so until that, no stopping, continuously 2 years or first term, second term, third term of grade 10, first term, second term, third term of grade 11. All that should be there in your mind. Fourth one, name the enzyme that is responsible for the breakdown of polysaccharides into disaccharides within the human digestive system. Actually, in the system grade 11 lesson also you will learn this, but already in the first lesson, you all have studied something called enzymes. Enzymes are made out of protein. The enzymes can increase the rate of reaction. It can catalyze some biochemical reaction. So whatever we have studied in our syllabus, the first thing we have studied is starch. Okay, when it reacts with a enzyme known as amylase, it will be converted to maltose. Starch with the help of amylase will become maltose. So here the polysaccharide is starch and the disaccharide is maltose. Amylase is the enzyme. Yes, mark the answer. Give me 2 minutes. The prayers are going on. Azan is going on. I'll give time for you all to pray. For now, we'll just mute it. Okay, then we'll move on. So maltose is a disaccharide. The one which helps the polysaccharide to break down into disaccharide, especially starch, is amylase enzyme. And also remember, this happens in our mouth because our saliva contains amylase. We call it salivary amylase. Inside the digestive system, closer to the small intestine, there is an organ called pancreas that also produces amylase. Okay, that also can do the same thing. In our mouth also this can happen. So that's why rice, when you put it to the mouth and when you chew it, initially it's not tasty because rice is starch. But continuously when you chew it for some time, when the starch reacts with amylase in your saliva and when the starch turns to maltose, maltose is sweet. You get a sweet taste. Maybe because of that only, because of that, when you go to some shops, when you're buying other things, they normally keep the rice in front. No, some people they take rice and put it in the mouth. No, accidentally that happens, like almost automatically. Why that happens is because your brain registers, like when you do that, when you chew it for some time, you get a small sweet taste. No, that is getting registered in your brain. So next time you go, you buy something, automatically you take it. Like happens like a habit also. Mainly, all these are related to this amylase converting non-sweet starch into sweet what? Maltose. Yes, can the grade 11s is today I didn't send the link to any grade 11s. Any grade 11s here? I think you all can answer this question. Maltose will be broken down to glucose with the help of what enzyme? But for my theory class students, I gave all the enzymes, names of all the enzymes. Maltase, yes, correct, good. Maltase. Maltose will be broken down to glucose by maltase enzyme. Maltase is enzyme, maltose is disaccharide. Like that, amylase is also enzyme. I hope you all are clear about it. You all check and see the ones who came to my theory classes. Whatever enzymes are there in your syllabus, I have already given it in grade 10 itself. So this is the function of the enzyme. Here you can see amylase, starch, a long chain, polysaccharide. After reaction, what is happening? It is breaking down to disaccharide. Disaccharide means two glucose molecules. This disaccharide's name is maltose. Can you all remember the disaccharide, polysaccharide, monosaccharides? I gave short form also, GFG, MLS, GCS. GFG is glucose, fructose, galactose. Those are 1 unit of carbohydrate. Maltose, lactose, sucrose are 2 units, disaccharide. Glycogen, cellulose, starch are many units. We call it polysaccharide. I hope you all are clear. Yes, fifth one, mention the simplest valency value of the following element and mention the element which forms the amphoteric oxide. So you'll have done the basic chemistry part. So A, what is the valency of chlorine? Valency is different. Valence electron is different. Valence electron means number of electron in the last energy level. Valency means the number of electrons which can be given out, taken in, or shared. How to remember this? I think all of you all, the ones who are coming to my classes, 100% you all are clear about the periodic table, no? The first 20 elements of the periodic table, you have to memorize. No way out. So that's why hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Then we have sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. I told you to memorize that. If you all can't memorize in the normal pattern, make a song. Like normally when I was doing my O level and even during my A level, hi, he, London, BBC, not only Friday, Nia, Nana, MGR, Alladu, Sivaji, PS, Kla, R, Kaka. You can't tell that you all don't know this. You all can't memorize Kela. Especially the ones who know Tamil, Nia, Nana, MGR, Alladu, Sivaji, all those are Tamil words, no simple words. You know, no one can say that they don't know this because my 2-year child has memorized this. Come, tell. Tell. Okay, go. Kaka. Okay, good. Okay, if a 2-year-old child without knowing what is this periodic table, if he can memorize that, okay, then you all have no chance, Puta. So therefore, try to memorize it, or else you all can make your own song. Okay, you all can make your own song. Can you all hear me? Yeah. Like that day, Afana is not here, no? They have made some song. She didn't tell me the song. She said, "Hi, he Leela ge bella balla kala." That much only she told. Others can't say. Okay, so your school friends can get together and make a nice song. So, anyways, this is group 1. Okay, so group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, group 8, and this is 0. Afana is here, no? Yesterday she had made a nice periodic table, big whistle board, and pasted in the wall and sent a photo. Good, like that you have to put the effort. You know, you have to make studies interesting. And this is the first period, second period, third period, and the fourth period. Ayyo. It went off. Give me a minute. Quickly, I'll write it again. You all can see this black screen, right? So this is group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, and group 8, or we call it group 0. Valence is Buddha. I have done the work for y'all. Okay, I have tried all the elements. Like for example, sodium. If you take sodium, total proton number is 11. Electron number is 11. Electronic configuration is 2,8. So sodium, to become stable, it will remove one electron and become Na1 plus. This 1 plus is the 1 is the valency. So like that, I have done it for all the elements and double confirmed it. And I have given you an easy method. Group 1 valency is 1 or plus 1. Group 2 plus 2. Group 3 plus 3. Group 4 plus 4 to minus 4. Then group 5 minus 3, group 6 minus 2, group 7 minus 1, and 0. For O level, this is enough. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Easy, no? So the ones who don't know, take a screenshot of this. So out of this, you know, these two are metalloids. All the others are metals except for hydrogen. On the left side, right side, we have non-metals. Where many patterns were present in the periodic table, no? Why 8 group is 0? Because 8 group does not form any bonds. So they do not share electrons. They do not give electrons or take electrons or share electrons because they are stable. Helium has a stable configuration of 2. Neon has a stable configuration of 2, 8. Argon has a stable configuration of 2, 8, 8. All the others, they want to become 2, 8, 2, 8, 8. Okay. So because of that, they either give electrons, take electrons, or share electrons. Already in our theory classes, the ones who are not coming to our theory classes, our online theory classes are happening on Sunday morning, 10. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. theory classes are happening. Physical students, Friday we have it in Dehiwala, Saturday we have it in Kolannava. Okay, so we have already started the bonding lesson and we have finished, no? Last week we finished the bonding lesson. 10th lesson, second term. Okay, in that we studied, no? When the electrons are not having enough, when the atoms are not having enough electrons, or when they have extra electrons, what do? They either give or take. Then let's say there are two elements which are lacking this proper configuration. They might share electrons. Covalent bonds can arise because of that. So we have discussed deeply. The Hivala Friday classes are happening from 6 to 8, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Physical classes, Dehivala, Brightex Institute, that's my institute. So that's from 6 to 8. Saturday, we are having it at Kolannava, 11 to 1. Kolannava, you all know Master Academy, right? Master Academy Kolannava, we have our physical classes. And Sunday online. Saturday, Dehivala, Friday, Dehivala, Saturday, Master Academy Kolannava, and Sunday online. The ones who don't have a proper like physical classes or anything, you all can join online. No issues with that. Okay. My classes in Dehiwala is near the Dehiwala Sarasai bookshop, Hill Street. My clinic is downstairs. Upstairs, I have the classes. Next to the Sarasai bookshop. Yeah, my number is there. If anyone wants to know about the classes, you all can send me a WhatsApp message. I will give you all the timetable. All of you all, I hope you all are clear about it. The periodic table is the basic heartbeat of chemistry. Second term, the hardest lessons are going to be chemistry. Okay, already we completed one lesson. The other lesson, the calculation lesson, we will start little bit later, maybe by June, not June, July or something. Okay, so make sure you all are okay with your chemistry lessons. Hurry, then let's move on. Yeah, there were only, sorry. So therefore, now you all have the periodic table at hand. So chlorine will form -1, sodium will form +1, aluminium will form +3, sulfur will form -2. So 1, 1, 3, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. Wrong. 1, 1, 3, 2. Correct. 1, 1, 3, 2. So valency wise, we have two answers. Then we have to go to the next part of the question, which forms amphoteric oxide. So you all know in our syllabus, we have only one amphoteric oxide, and that is formed by aluminium. Al2O3 is an amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxide means it can show both acidic properties as well as basic properties. For that also, I gave a short form, no? Short form can an easy method to write it. Because in our syllabus, without saying anything, suddenly they have given the oxides and they have told us to memorize that in the first term. But now my students who have completed the 10th lesson, you all know how the formula is coming. But before that itself, in our syllabus, they teach it in the first term. So I told you put like this: sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. Okay, put two. Wait, I think we need more space. How to memorize the oxides and how to write the formula of the oxides very easily. And they have done it only for the third period. So we are safe. Okay, we can memorize only the third period. Okay, put two here, two here, two here, two here, two here, two here, two here. Okay, we have to write the oxides now. Then put oxygen 1, oxygen 2, oxygen 3, oxygen 4, oxygen 5, oxygen 6, oxygen 7. Almost done. If the at least if this is the all the all the oxides, out of that this is the amphoteric oxide which shows acidic plus basic property. Therefore, it is given a special name, amphoteric oxide. This side are basic oxides. This side all are acidic. And when going towards the corner, highly acidic. So in the textbook, they have nicely mentioned strongly acidic, weakly acidic, very strongly acidic. Okay. So only modification you have to do is Na2O. In chemistry, we don't show the 1. So we cut the 1. Magnesium Mg2O2. 2 and 2 can get cut. Same numbers. I'm writing the finalized answers. Al2O3. Nothing can be cut. You just keep it like that. Si2O4. 2 and 4 can be simplified further. SiO2. Si will get 1. 1 you don't need to show. P2O5. Nothing to cut. P2O5. S2O6. You can make it 2 and 3. 2 and 6 you can divide. No, 1 and 3. 1 you don't need to show. O will become 3. Cl2O7. Cl2O7. You can't cut anything. So this is the finalized one. So at least if you can get this with the short form, you first put the elements and put 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then put oxygen 1, oxygen 2, oxygen 3, oxygen 4. Like that, you can get the formula. Until you complete the bonding lesson, even in this method, you can memorize the acidic oxides, basic oxides, and the amphoteric oxides. Okay, the ones who don't know this, take a screenshot. All this in your theory classes, your teacher, school teacher, or your tuition teacher should have taught all this. Some schools, they don't even show this. They have skipped and gone. But exam, they have asked questions. But theory-wise, they have not taught. Okay, let's move to the next one. I think it's time. No, we can go for another 10 minutes. And then we can go for the prayers. Yeah. We had only 5 MCQs, no? But we have discussed a lot. I think almost all the first term lessons, like at least little bit, you caught it, no? Did you start second term lessons? Yes, Puta, in our theory classes, we have started second term lesson and 1 chapter done. Sorry, 2 chapters done, no? Last week, small chapter was there. We completed it. Within half an hour, we completed. So totally 2 chapters in second term are done. So the ones who want to, like, from second term onwards, properly focus, you all can go to our online website and purchase the classes and the last 2-3 weeks recordings also. What are the 2 chapters? Second term, grade 10, we have completed. I started with chapter 10. Chapter 10 and chapter 9 we are done. Next week I'll be doing chapter, I think, 11 and 12, turning effect. So with that, our physics lessons for second term will be done. And then we'll start the bio lesson, chapter 8. And then we will go to chapter 7. Because I want to do that chapter 7 little bit delayed. I want you all to learn that from your school teachers and get a headache and better not understand it, because it's that kind of a lesson, calculation lesson. And then after that, finally, I will clear all your doubts. Okay, whatever you learn in school, even if you forget, I'll be really happy. Okay, from first properly you can learn from me. Chapter 7, very important chapter. I think that is the hardest chapter for the second term. Hurry. Give short answers for the following questions. The frictional graph related to a box being pushed in a rough surface is given below. They're asking what is A, B, C. I think we have done this question. Okay, A is static friction, B is limiting friction, D is dynamic friction. How did that names come? Because at this moment from here to here, the object will not be moving, static, it will stay in one place. So while staying in a place, it has a friction. Okay, normally if a box is there is no friction. But if you're pushing it with a small force, that force is not enough to push that object, because there is a maximum friction limit. Now we call it limiting friction. For example, I'll say that is 7 Newton. Between the surface and the object, okay, there is a friction. But when you put 1 Newton force, that 1 Newton is not enough to overcome that limiting friction. So object will be putting opposite direction 1 Newton friction force. At that time, forces will be acting, object will not be moving. Let's say you increase it to 2 Newton, friction also will become automatically 2 Newton, 3 Newton. Friction also will become 3 Newton. You put 4 Newton, friction also will become 4 Newton. You put 5 Newton, friction also will become 5 Newton. You put 6 Newton, friction also will become 6 Newton. You put 7 Newtons. At that point, friction is 7 Newton. It is on the verge of starting to move. When you put 8 Newtons, object will move, friction will be 7. That means 1 Newton force is pushing that object. Okay, for example, I am putting a 8 Newton force. Maximum limiting friction is 7 Newton. So out of this 8, 7 Newtons will be used to overcome that friction, and finally 1 Newton force will be pushing this object. Okay, if I apply 10 Newton force, can you tell me what is the force which will be acting on the object? I am putting 10 Newton force. The maximum limiting friction is 7 Newton. What is the force which you give to the object? Obviously 10 minus 7, 3 Newtons. Okay, 3 Newtons. So that 3 Newtons only will be acting on the object. 7 Newton will be friction. So when the object is moving, also friction can be there. That friction is known as dynamic friction. Very easy, simple lesson. No equations for friction lesson, no. All theory. You all can easily study that. Name the parts A, B, C, D, A, B, C. You all know static friction, limiting friction, dynamic friction. The ones who don't know, take a screenshot quickly. What can be done in order to reduce the value of B? Value of B means limiting friction. How can you reduce the friction? Now the friction is created because of the weight of the object and the surface, nature of the surface. That day I gave a question paper to the Hijaz International School students term test. Many students have put surface area. Surface area doesn't matter, Puta. Surface area matters only for pressure. Can you all remember grade 9 you all studied about pressure? Pressure depends on surface area, but friction doesn't depend on surface area. It depends on the nature of the surface. If the surface is rough, friction will be higher. So what can be done in order to reduce the friction value? You have to make the surface smooth. Making the surface smooth, application of lubricant, maybe oil, grease, solid lubricants, putting ball bearings here, fixing wheels, all those can reduce the friction, or else reduce the weight of the object. By reducing the weight of the object also you can reduce the friction. Are you clear? Name the two factors on which friction depends. Yes, weight of the object, or we can call it as reaction force, and the other one is nature of the surfaces. Nature of the surfaces or surface. Not the area. Area, put right area and cut it like this. For friction, area is not a factor. Write two common methods of reducing friction in day-to-day life. And the next question is, write two methods of increasing friction in day-to-day life. Here, Methienne Balan methods to increase the friction. Making the surface actually rough. How can you make it rough? Making the surface uneven. If it is like this, you make it like this, uneven. Making grooves or engravings in the vehicle tires to increase friction. You have seen the designs, no? In the soles of the slippers, to increase the friction, they have put designs. Studying or creating bumps using rubber strips or grips. Maybe I'll give some pictures, then you will understand. All these are done in order to increase the friction. In the bat, cricket bat, badminton racket, tennis rackets, the place where you hold and hit, that place it is fixed with rubber, no? Because if the rubber is not there, if it is direct wood, there is more chance to slip. When the friction is less, it will slip. When the friction is higher, if there is a rubber grip, you can hold it very tightly. These are methods to increase the friction. Then what are the methods to decrease the friction? Polishing the surface, application of lubricant. It may be oil type of lubricant, it may be grease, it may be waxes, or these are the solid lubricants. Graphite powder, boric powder. Another one is using ball bearing and roll bearing in the machines. Even in the fidget spinner, you have this ball bearing, no? For it to rotate without any disturbance. Here I'll show you the pictures. These are the ball bearings to rotate easily. Application of oil, application of grease. It may be solid lubricants like graphite powder, boric powder. When playing carom, you are putting this dancing powder to reduce the friction. I hope you all are clear about it. Yes, then today is very important. This draw a label diagram of plant cell and write the differences between animal cell and plant cell. I think last week we have done that question. The most important question for today is an object was thrown up with a velocity of 10 ms minus 1. The object reached the maximum height and came back to the thrower's hand. Very good question. Draw the velocity time graph related to this situation. Draw the acceleration time graph related to the situation. Draw the speed time graph. Find the maximum height reached by the object. Find the time taken by the object to reach the maximum height. Find the total distance and displacement of the object. Find the total time of the journey. Find the velocity at which the object reaches back to the hand. If the mass of the object is 500 grams, find the maximum momentum and the minimum momentum during this journey. Sketch a displacement time graph for this journey. We'll try to do as much as possible. I'll give you all a quick break to finish your prayers. Quickly finish your prayers and come. By 7, you have 13 minutes. You all can pray quickly. You all can pray and come quickly. 7 p.m. we are discussing this. Once you have not done this, you all can do this and be ready. If you all have any further doubts, you all can send me a chat box message. I will also pray and come. Yeah. Be ready with the answers. Then we can discuss. Okay, then let's go into the discussion. I hope you all can hear me clearly and see the screen clearly. This is very important because many students, when I was checking some papers, I understood that the graph part, calculation part, everything is like zero level. So at least from this question, you can catch up some theory points. So I'll be explaining like for a basic, from the basics, I'll be explaining. So please listen to this carefully. Okay, hurry. So here they have told us to draw the velocity time graph. Suddenly they have given that. Okay, this is little bit different. This is a situation where you throw object up, object goes up and then comes down back to the thrower's hand. So to draw the velocity time graph or the speed time graph, we should know the velocity. To find the velocity, we should know the time. So when we find the velocity and the time, then only we can proceed. So I'll tell you how to do it. Balanna, from first I'm explaining, not according to the question order, according to the understanding order, I'm going to explain it. So listen to this very carefully. A person is throwing this ball with 50 ms minus 1. 50, right? Yeah, 50. Only that data is given. 50 ms minus 1. So when going up, what will happen? Okay, after you throw the ball, there is no upward force acting on the ball. So what will happen is the speed of the ball will be reducing. Some students can't even understand this. When I asked, when you throw the ball up, what will happen? The speed will increase. If the speed increase, Puta, ball speed will increase, and ball will fly to the outer space and won't come back. Then superb, no, easy to send rockets upwards. Okay, the ball speed will, ball or object or whatever, speed will decrease. So the pattern it decreases is like this because downwards, gravity is acting downwards, no? Ball is moving upwards, gravity is acting downwards. So it's like a deceleration situation. 50 will become 40, 40 will become 30, 30 will become 20, 20 will become 10, and finally, once it will become 0. At that situation, no more velocity of anything to send the ball up. So then the ball will come down. When coming down from 0, it will become 10. Then from 10, it will become 20. 20, it will become 30. From 30, it will become 40. And when reaching back to the hand, it will come at 50 ms minus 1. So remember, when you throw something up with a velocity, it goes up, reaches 0 velocity, and comes back. And when reaching the hand, when I throw like this, and when it comes back to my hand, it will come with the same speed to my hand. So if it goes up with 50, it will come down to my hand exactly when coming down to that same location. It will be 50 ms minus 1. And also remember, these are gravity related question. When going up, gravity is acting downward, so it's a deceleration situation. When coming down, object is coming down, gravity is also downwards, so it's like an acceleration situation. Upward is deceleration, downward is acceleration. Okay. The other thing you should know is time. How to find the time? Whenever you throw something up, okay, with x velocity, whatever velocity, you divide that by the gravity's value, then you will get the time. When you divide by the gravity value, you will get the time. So in our syllabus, gravity is almost equal to 10 ms minus 2. So 50 divided by 10, you will get 5 seconds. So 5 seconds to go up, obviously 5 seconds to come down. Okay, now so that is how you find the time in situation where object is thrown up or coming down. Okay, that kind of situation, you can find the time. When something is thrown up, that velocity divided by 10, the gravity value, will give you the time. So now we know the time. Can we find the final velocity when it is? Can you please explain it again? Object which is thrown up with a 50 ms minus 1 velocity will reduce its velocity and go to the maximum height. This is the maximum height. At the maximum height, the velocity is 0. Because the velocity is 0, it cannot travel any further. It will start coming down because gravity is pulling the ball downwards. Okay. So then when coming down, the speed will increase 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The thing is to find the, okay, how can you find the time? The simplest method is put a time in this kind of a situation. The velocity which you threw the object divided by gravity. Gravity's value is 10. Then you can get 5 seconds as the time. How did I get it? We have an equation called acceleration equals final velocity minus initial velocity over time, no? By using this equation only, I got it. I made it into a short form and I gave it to you. If you want the method, it's like this. In this situation, gravity is acting downward, object is going upward. So it's like minus 10. Final velocity when it reaches the maximum is 0. Minus initial velocity, divide by time. Minus 10 equals minus 50 over t. Therefore, t equals minus 50 over minus 10, t equals 5 seconds. Now, you all are getting confused with this minus thing, no? That's why I just directly gave you velocity divided by gravity. In this situation, upward, object thrown upward situation, you can find the time. Or else they will give you the time. Okay, no? We have used all legal equations in your syllabus and only we have got the answer. Now, why did we find the time? Then only we can draw the graph. Or else how are we going to draw the graph? Can we use speed equals distance over time? No, Puta, because speed equals distance over time is for situation where the speed is same. Is the speed same here? After every second, the speed is decreasing, no? So you can't use that. In schools, they teach this equation, but they don't tell you where to use it, where not to use it. So you cannot use speed equals distance over time for any acceleration situation, deceleration situation. Any. Okay, now I will draw the velocity time graph and speed time graph. Okay, velocity time graph. Balanna. It started with 50 ms minus 1. And by the end of 5 seconds, it has reached 0 velocity. When drawing the graphs, make sure you mark the axis. V ms minus 1 is the unit. You have to put it in brackets. T ms minus 1 in bracket. And then what happens, Buddha? This is the upward journey, no? If you are going to mark the downward journey in a velocity time graph, velocity is a vector quantity. Direction should be shown. So therefore, when coming down, it will increase 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Why is it in the minus side? It is because its direction has changed. Now, this deeply you will learn in A level. For now, you focus only on this part. But if they tell you to draw the speed time graph, speed is a scalar quantity, right? Speed is a scalar quantity. So the same graph, okay, now see, this is 5 seconds, this is 5 seconds. Let's say this is 10 seconds. Listen to this carefully. This is also 10 seconds. Speed time graph can be drawn in your syllabus. Speed, ms minus 1, and this is time. Sorry, here I have put ms minus 1. Time is in seconds, no? That's writing mistake, okay? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Someone has informed that. Yes. Now look, this is important. This you can draw for your syllabus. Starting from 50 ms minus 1, at 0 second, it was 50. When you're throwing it up, it was 50. But when it reaches the maximum, that is at the end of 5 seconds, it is 0. From here to here. Then we'll draw the coming back journey. When coming back, Putha, speed has increased. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We know by the end of the 10th second, it has again become 50. Speed time graph, we don't need to worry about the direction. So you can directly draw like this. But velocity time graph, why did I draw it in the negative side of the graph? Because we know velocity has a direction. So this is showing the upward journey, this is showing the downward journey. But I'll tell you, for your O-level syllabus, they won't ask you this part. They might then go for the speed time graph. Are you clear? Compare these two and study. Separately, if you do this, separately, if you do speed time, you might get confused. That's why in one shot, I have drawn both the graphs. Why is it in the negative side? Because of the change in the direction. We considered that the upward journey as positive, downward journey as negative side. That's the only reason. It's not minus 50 value. Okay, minus is to show the change in the direction, because velocity means specific direction should be mentioned. Can you remember the basic definition? Speed versus time. Speed is a scalar quantity. It has a magnitude, no direction. So when drawing the speed time graph, you can draw it like this. When drawing the velocity time graph, you draw like this. Sometimes school teachers, because of the hassle of teaching this minus part, they just ignore this and they just put this graph like this. Okay, but physics wise, that is wrong. So that's why I have shown you the real thing. Okay, and if they ask in this kind of a two direction question, upward journey, downward journey, then they will go for speed time graph. Sketch the speed time graph, Ahmed. Are you clear about this? Some school teachers would have said speed time graph and velocity time graph are same. Yes, but when the direction change occurs, only the problem comes. Okay, then I will erase this S parts because I want to draw the acceleration time graph here. In maths, you all have studied the negative graph, right? But in science, physics also, it is there. Only thing is people are not explaining it properly. Okay, acceleration time graph. Acceleration ms minus 2 time graph. Okay, now when I draw this itself, the school teachers, if they see this, they will say, ah, po, this is not there in the syllabus, that and this. Okay, okay. If they can give you acceleration time graph, they might give you and ask some data about it. So what is acceleration? When the speed increases, it is acceleration. When the speed decreases, it is deceleration. So Puta, tell me, you all can unmute and speak if you all want. In the first situation, when the ball is going up, is it an acceleration situation or a deceleration situation?
Deceleration teacher.
Deceleration situation, speed is reducing. So if I put the acceleration equation, A equals V minus U over T, will I get a positive answer or a negative answer?
Positive answer.
Why positive answer? Deceleration situation, I am using acceleration equation. Okay, I will get a negative value. Okay, final velocity 0. Okay, I'm talking about, now I'll say this is A journey going up, B journey coming down. A journey going up, B journey coming down. According to the A journey, acceleration equals final velocity 0 minus initial velocity 50 divided by the time taken. Time taken is 5 seconds. 0 minus 50 is minus 50. Minus 50 divided by 5 is minus 10. If they ask you the direct question, what is the deceleration? Without putting minus 10, you can say 10 ms minus 2. But if they use the word acceleration, you have to show minus so that they can understand this is a deceleration situation. We don't have deceleration graph. No, we have acceleration graph. In an acceleration graph, if you are showing deceleration, it should be minus. So first 5 seconds, it will be like this. Then the next 5 seconds, when coming down, B journey, gravity is acting downward, object is pulled downwards, it's acceleration situation, speed is increasing, you can see from 0 to 50. At that situation, when you apply the same equation, A equals V minus U over T, what are you going to get? Final velocity 50, initial velocity 0, divide by time, that is also 5 seconds. 50 minus 0 is 50 plus 50, no? 50 divided by 5 is 10. So acceleration value doesn't change. Okay. It's two situations. One is acceleration situation, other one is deceleration situation. So what you do is you join the graph like this. In case if they give you acceleration time graph for any object falling up or thrown up, you can very clearly see when going upwards it's a negative value because it is deceleration. When coming down it is positive because coming down journey is a acceleration situation. Okay, if they tell you to draw the distance time graph, deceleration situations are represented by a curve, acceleration also curve, no? Deceleration curve is like this, acceleration curve is like this and like this. So how am I going to draw? Distance time graph. Okay. First situation is acceleration, graph will be like this. Second situation is deceleration, I can draw it like this. See how clearly everything is coming properly. So always don't, some schools they teach only velocity time graph. No, Puta, there is a velocity time graph, distance time graph, and also acceleration time graph. Only thing is acceleration time graph, they won't tell us to draw. They might give you and they might ask questions from that. Everything follows the rules. Acceleration equation rule. For deceleration, we don't have a separate equation. There also we use acceleration time equation, acceleration equation. Yes. Then what are the other questions asked? Maximum height. How can I find the maximum height? I can find the area under the graph. I can only find one side. Because upward journey, if I find also, it will give the distance to go up. If I find the downward journey also, it is giving the distance to come down. Distance to go up and distance to come down is same distance, no? If I just say example, it goes 10 meters up. Can it come 11 meters down? No, it will come 10 meters down only. So finding one side is enough. So, you know, area under velocity time graph will give you what? Distance. So if I find the distance to go up, that is the maximum height. So how to find the area of this? This is a triangle. Half into base into height. Half is half. What is the base value? 5. Height value? 50. So you're getting 125 meters is the maximum height. Now, Puta, if they ask you, what is the distance of the total journey? Do you need to again calculate? If upward journey is 125, obviously downward journey is also 125. 125 plus 125, total journey is 250 meters. That is the total distance. Total distance is 250 meters. What about total displacement? Total displacement. When an object goes from one place and comes back to the same place, will there be any displacement?
0.
0. Yeah, there is a question. So if you put deceleration and put minus mark, will that be wrong? Yes. If they ask for deceleration and if you put minus, then wrong. If they ask for acceleration, but the situation is deceleration situation, then you get a minus answer. Yeah, total displacement is 0. Are you clear about this? So this is only real physics, Puta. That's why grade 10, first term physics is hard. Second term chemistry is hard. Okay, so without skipping the lessons, without just reading the notes, your school teacher should have taught everything properly. But they are busy with the first term. All the schools are busy with what sports meets, and this time they had this O-level exam. All time waste, time waste, time waste. Finally, when it is time for the term test, rushing through the syllabus. But tuition teachers, we don't have sports meets or anything, no. Even on holidays, we have classes. So luckily, we have completed everything properly. Only thing is now we are practicing it. Are you clear? I'll give you all 5 minutes. Go through this. Quickly jot down whatever needed graphs you need. Okay, take a screenshot also. I will also share the screenshot. Okay, and whatever doubts you all have, you can ask me. Now, don't worry about this negative part of the graph. This kind of questions will not be given that much. Negative graph. But this one, yes, they will give you speed time graph. So is there an acceleration graph to study? No, normally you don't need to study any acceleration graph. Remember, if they are giving acceleration graph, normally it will be straight line graph. Okay, the students who don't know anything about this, my old YouTube video is also there related to graphs. There are totally 12 graphs in your syllabus. I have explained all 12 graphs. My YouTube channel's name is Science Academy, Colombo. Or when you just type Rihan Rahim Science, you will get my videos. The graph related videos are also there. Please watch that. That will be really helpful, because you can just, just for the term, you can just, like, surfacely study and get the marks. But when going for the O levels, you need a deep understanding. So that's why I'm giving now itself, I'm giving you all the real graphs. These are the situations. I think I have mentioned all the situations, no? Rest situation, uniform velocity situation, increasing velocity, that is acceleration situation, decreasing velocity, that is deceleration or retardation situation. All 4 situations, each 4 situations have 3 graphs. So 4 into 3, 12 graphs. Out of that 12, some are 0 level graphs, but I have mentioned all 12 graphs in one chart. I have given, y'all watch that recording. That will be really helpful for y'all. Yes. So can you draw a gravitational acceleration graph? This is the gravitational acceleration, because in this situation, acceleration is gravity, right? So gravitational acceleration only here it is given. -10 because deceleration situation, +10 is the acceleration situation. I hope you all are clear about it. Yeah, whatever doubts you have, you can ask. Because some students, I got to know, when they ask doubts in school, they are getting scolded. Don't ask unwanted doubt, unnecessary doubt, that and this. Here you ask doubts. I'll be happy to answer your doubts. What is the height equation? Here we use the method. Okay, we use the method area under the velocity time graph to find the height. That method can be used for Okay, the method can be used for any situation, not only this upward, downward, any physics situation. If you draw a velocity time graph and if you can find the area of the velocity time graph, that will give you the distance. Then Medino has asked, why did we take base as 5? Here, Puta, in this triangle, 5 seconds, the first journey, upward journey finishes at 5 seconds, no? So base is 5. Height is 50. Okay, shall I give you all an easy method to find it? Shortcut, but use that only for MCQs. Okay? Only for upward journey and downward journey you can use that. What I am going to give now you. 5t squared. 5t squared. 5 into time squared. Time is 5 into 5, no? 5 into 5, 25. 25 into 5 is 125. This is the short method, but only use this for MCQs. Height of a plant, when a fruit is dropped from a plant, those kind of questions you can use this. Height equals 5t squared. This is a shortcut. Okay, don't use this for structured essay and essay. How to find the gradient, Puta? Yeah, gradient. You can use that method, but we are using the velocity times graph gradient to find the acceleration value. In science, they have given us the equation. V minus u over t is the method to find the gradient of a velocity time graph. In maths, you all have a separate equation to find the gradient. Here, they have given us v minus u over t. That is the gradient. When you find the gradient, you will get the acceleration. Sir, many teachers have given me different equations in this lesson and I am confused a lot. Can you just help me out? That's why, Buddha, for your theory, you follow one teacher. Free classes, you go to all the teachers, get the idea, but learn properly from one teacher and use that equations. If that one teacher is properly teaching, use that equation. That is enough, no? That is the easiest solution. So is it the acceleration equation to find the gradient? Yes, gradient of velocity time graph is the acceleration, and the acceleration equation is the method to find the gradient of that graph. How to find the displacement? Displacement in this situation, Puta, logically you can find. Displacement is starting point and ending point. The distance between the starting point and ending point. Here starting point and ending point are same, no? So any situation where starting point and ending point are same, displacement is 0. In that logic, we found it. Or else we can say upward journey 125, downward journey 125. So when a car, example, moves like this 10 meters and comes back 10 meters, obviously it is in the starting point, no? So displacement is 0, 125 minus 125. In this situation, 10 minus 10 we are getting, no? Like that, in this situation, if you want to find the displacement, upward journey plus 25, downward journey minus 25, when you add both, 0. So in velocity time graph, the time is the area of the trapezium. Here no trapezium, Neputa. Here it's a triangle. Yeah. Maybe you mistakenly put it, no? The time is the base. Yes. You get trapezium graphs also. Generally, they give, you would have seen many past paper questions with trapezium. There also you can use the same theory. Yeah, in the exams, when you get a trapezium, you can use same equation. Find the area. Some students don't know how to find the trapezium area directly. So what they do, they break it into 3. Triangle, rectangle, triangle. That is correct, any method. But show the workings. Are you all clear? Shall we move to the next part? So we'll see what are the things we have answered in that. Draw the velocity time graph. Yes. Draw the speed time graph. Yes. Draw the acceleration time graph. Yes. Find the maximum height reached by the object. Yes. Find the time taken by the object to reach the maximum height. That was the first thing we found, no? Then find the total distance, 125 found. And the displacement, 0 found. Find the total time of the journey. If it takes 5 seconds to go up, Puta, it will take 5 seconds to come down. Total is 10 seconds. Already in the graph we drew, no? 10 seconds is the total time. Find the velocity at which the object reaches back to the hand. 50 ms minus 1. I told you anything which is thrown with a velocity will come back to the hand with the same velocity. Now in English there is a saying, right? Whatever goes up will come down. So add another thing to that. Whatever goes up with a speed will come back to your hand with the same speed. Mute for 2 minutes. 1 minute. Azan is going on, and then we'll start. Okay, then there's a question. What about gravity acting on the earth? Yes, yes. Whatever. Now, if you take our earth like this, in the earth atmosphere, within our earth's atmosphere, everything is getting attracted towards the earth, no? That is only earth's gravity. So earth's gravity value is taken as 10. Actually, it is 9.8 ms minus 2. For our syllabus and for our calculation, we take it as 10. London syllabus students, they take it as 9.8 because they have the calculator. They can use the calculator when doing calculation, but we can't use calculators. So we round it off to 10 ms minus 2. For any upward journey situation, if you are drawing the gravity graph, let's say gravity graph and acceleration time graph is same. ms minus 2 time, let's say seconds. Any upward journey, okay, it will be minus 10. Why? It's a deceleration situation. Any downward journey, a fruit falling from a tree, or you're dropping a stone from the tall building, so that someone who comes down, his head will get damaged. In those situations, gravity graph will be like this. But the situation today which we discussed is both, no, going up and coming down. So both the graphs are there. Minus 10 value graph and plus 10 value graph. Yes, then next question they are saying, yeah, this last part also we have done, na? Find the displacement time graph for the journey. We drew the distance time graph. Mehema curve ekak, sorry, other way around. Mehema curve ekak. Acceleration situation, deceleration situation, that is also done. We are left with one question. If the mass of the object is 500 grams, find the maximum momentum and the minimum momentum. What is momentum? Actually, it is the ability or the value to stop a moving object. That depends on two things. Equation is P equals M into V. Remember, in physics, mass will always be given in kilograms. For the Hijaz students, I gave a question. I gave the weight of the object as 4,000 newtons. Directly they have put it wrong. Why? Newton is the weight. Weight is not mass, no? There is an equation for that. W equals mg. If they give the weight, let's say 4,000 Newton, how to find m? Gravity is 10. 4,000 divided by 10 will give you 400 kilograms. Okay, so there are questions where we need to use the mass, but they give the weight, we have to convert. Now here they have given the mass, but the problem is they have given in grams, no? They have said 500 grams. You have to convert to kilograms. 500 grams is how many kilograms? You can write it as 0.5 kilograms, or in other words, half kg. Half and 0.5 are same, no? If you don't know that, ask your maths teacher. Half is 0.5. Hurry. So P is momentum. Mass of the object is, let's say, half kilogram into velocity. Here they are telling you to find the maximum momentum. Okay, I'll just put P max to find the maximum momentum that happens during maximum velocity. What is the maximum velocity in this situation? When throwing up, it was 50. Exactly when finishing the journey, when coming back to the hand, it is 50. So 50 is the maximum. So half into 50, 25. Unit of momentum is kg ms minus 1. Because mass is given in kg, velocity is given in ms minus 1, kg ms minus 1. It's not Newton. Momentum is different, force is different. Force equation is ma, mass into acceleration. Momentum equation is mass into velocity. Okay, velocity is ms minus 1. Kg ms minus 1 is the final unit of momentum. Then minimum momentum, P minimum is equal to mass into minimum velocity. Minimum velocity is when the object reaches the top, 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So half into 0 is 0. P minimum is 0. If any answer is 0, you don't need to even put the unit. Are you all clear about it? So this is only real physics, Buddha. You have to learn physics properly. You have to understand it and learn it. No, don't memorize physics. The mistake the students do is some students like to memorize everything because grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, what did they make you all do? Memorize, memorize, memorize. The fellow who memorizes will be first in class. But in grade 10, 11, that can't happen for science. The one who can understand well and little bit memory is enough. They can get the highest. So that's why you would have seen. Okay, now many of you all would have got your term test marks. Some will be getting. You just check and see. The students who did not adapt to the grade 10, 11 method for science, they will get low marks. Mama will come and complain. My student was doing very well in grade 8, grade 9, grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. But suddenly grade 10, science marks are low. That is because they are trying to memorize everything without understanding. Okay, in physics and all, pure memorization is not useful. Understand and then it is easy to memorize. So can you explain the maximum velocity with any question? I didn't understand minimum momentum. Wait. That's why I didn't get first earlier grades and now got first in 10th. Now, yes, good. Because the students, there are some students in grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, they have a good thinking power. But because of lack of memory, their scores go down. But when they come to grade 10, they start shining. Okay. So tables change in grade 10. So if you don't adapt, you will still be stuck. So that's why I'm telling you, Buddha, change your pattern of learning. If you're just purely like a parrot memorizing, do that for biology. You will get full marks. But chemistry, physics, please try to understand. The harder the question, some students are like, they are scared to attempt hard questions. Buddha, if you don't attempt, how will you know whether you can do it or not? So attempt it, make mistakes and get the clarification and, and try to understand it. Okay, the more you do questions in physics, you will become more confident and it will become very easy. Yeah, there is a question. Minimum momentum didn't understand. Okay, but the momentum equation is mass into velocity. No, momentum equals mass into velocity. So if the mass is not changing, no, when the object is going up, mass is increasing. When coming down, mass is decreasing. Nothing like that. Mass is mass. Even if you go to the moon, the mass doesn't change. But velocity when going up, it reduces. Again, when coming down, it increases. So what is the situation where you have maximum velocity? That will be the maximum momentum. That's why we put V max. And in our previous question, maximum velocity was 50 ms minus 1. So that's why we multiplied. This half is the mass. Or in other words, I can say 0.5 kilogram. 0.5. 0.5 into 50 is 25. Then minimum velocity, minimum means the minimum value. In our graph which we drew, what was the velocity minimum value? Zero velocity. Okay, zero velocity. So that's why we multiplied this by 0. half into 0. Any number in the world into 0 is 0, no? So that's why we got 0 value. Yeah, the unit of momentum, balanna. Okay, momentum, the fundamental unit, the SI unit, both are kg ms minus 1. In force, okay, momentum equation is P equals mv, force F equals ma. In force, the fundamental unit is kg ms minus 2. The SI unit is, they have made it into short form, Newton, N. Now you will wonder, sir, what is this fundamental unit? It is not there in the textbook. We have not even learned that. But in the past papers, it is there. Okay. I think I have told you this story, no? The people who make your exam, the making panel is totally different from the syllabus panel. Always this syllabus panel and this paper making panel is always clashing. Okay. I think even other teachers would have told you this thing, no? So sometimes they give questions which is directly not there in the theory, directly not there in your book, but that somehow can be derived. Okay, so there is a word called fundamental unit. This is the fundamental unit. Then to make it short, you make it like finalizer unit. No, that is the final SI unit. Now here, fundamental unit, SI unit, both are same because they have not given a new value for that. Even for pressure, it's like that. No, pressure equals force over area, Nm minus 2, fundamental unit. But they modified it to Pascal. That is now the SI unit. Grade 9, you all studied this, no? Again in grade 10, third term, you will study. Don't worry. So there are like that, there are a lot of things. Now these things, normally we don't explain much in the theory classes because in the theory, we go according to the syllabus panel people. But paper, I also support the paper making panel. I go according to them. So that's why we need teachers who are updated with the past papers. Okay, there are some, I don't like to scold the school teachers, but some, I don't know, the things which they do, I feel mara hurt because teaching a student is a very important responsibility. They have to do it properly. So they have to be updated with the past papers. Some teachers are there, they have never seen past papers. They just look at the past paper to copy answers for questions for the exam paper. When making exam paper, they see the past paper and they copy the question. That's all. But going through the past papers, what are the extra questions they have asked? How can we modify the theory according to that? Very less, very less. Because I can tell you, I think the proof is also there. Recently, I got to know one very famous school in Colombo. The teacher has openly said that she's a chemistry person. So what she has done is, for the first term, again and again, she has taught the unit 3, unit 3, unit 3, not moving to any other unit. Unit 3, unit 3, unit 3. And then when the students insisted, she has turned to unit 1. The unit 1 is one of the hardest lesson, no? Bio lesson. She has just opened a page. Whatever page comes to her hand, she will read that, tell the students to write. Unit 2 also, physics, basics of physics. That also she did in the same method. And they gave the term test. Now she knows that in the parents' meeting, the parents will blast her. She left the school. Those school students are here. They know who that teacher is and all those things. It's a very reputed school. If you all want privately, you all can send me a message. Those school students. Okay, so like that things are happening. I think I told you, no? A commerce teacher was appointed as a science teacher. When there were shortage of teachers, school director has told the commerce teacher, your English is good, you start teaching science. That teacher, that girl, is one of my students' elder sister. So that student told me, sir, can you give some science notes so that my sister can teach? I told her, it's like this. Commerce students, how much ever they try to read my tudes or read the notes, they won't be able to properly explain to the students. So that finally what happened is that girl left the school itself and went, because the principal is troubling to teach science. But that girl has done A level commerce. එහෙම ගොඩක් scenes තියෙනවා. So what you do is you learn properly. Okay, you all learn properly. Okay, you all can get the help from me. If you all have any doubts, you all can send me WhatsApp messages. When I am free, I will reply to you, because you know I'm with the clinic work. I don't get much time. So whenever I am free, I will send you a voice record. Anything, you can get your doubts cleared. So join these paper classes. This is free classes. You can get many of your doubts cleared. And someone asked me how to find the final velocity. I'll just give you a quick question and tell you how to find the final velocity in this kind of situation, falling down situation. Let's say there is a plant and a fruit from the topmost branch fell down. They are telling it took 3 seconds to fall down. Find the final velocity. Obviously, no one is going to push the fruit, no. Automatically, foot is going to fall down. So what is the initial velocity? 0. When something automatically falls down or something is dropped down, initial velocity is 0. When coming down, the speed will increase. Why? Downward journey, gravity is pulling the object downwards. So it's an acceleration situation. So velocity will be max. In this situation, how are you going to find the velocity? Use the equation A equals V minus U over T. We modify this to make V the subject. Final velocity equals U plus AT. U is initial velocity, 0. In this situation, what is the acceleration? Acceleration is the gravitational acceleration, which is equal to 10 ms minus 2. 10 into T. What is the T? They have given T. 3. So 0 plus 10 into 3. 10 into 3 is 30. 30 plus 0 is 30. 30 ms minus 1 is the final velocity when reaching the ground. Someone asked me, I don't know whom. Yes, can someone quickly tell me? Can someone quickly tell me? There is a big message. Same as BS teacher who didn't teach us BS, she did A-level commerce. She didn't teach us. Our classmates didn't let her report it to the principal. However, we didn't study first 5 lessons. She left the school. I am very angry. I am planning to beat whenever I see her again. I have not enough bad words. I don't know which school. I won't share your school name. Normally, when I talk about schools, I don't share the school name. If possible, just send me your school name. A. Puta, I think that BS teacher is my relative. Send me the teacher's name, because one of my relative who recently finished A level, she studied in your school and she came back to teach. No, different teacher. Okay, Hari. Anyways, so Hari. Then Puta, can you all find the height of the plant? You can use the short form. Try and see whether that is working. Find the height of the plant. I gave you a short form, no? H equals 5t squared. You can use that. 5 into 3 into 3. 45 meters. Okay, this is the short form method. If you are drawing the graph method, we'll do that also, Puta. Graph method, initially it was 0. At the end of 3 seconds, what was the velocity? We found it out. 30. We'll draw the graph. If we know the starting point and the ending point, we can draw the graph. We'll use the graph method and see half into base into height. That is a maths equation. Triangle area and area of a triangle, half into base into height. Half is half. Base we take as 3. height with equals 30. What is the answer? 30 into 3 is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45 meters. Superb, no? Graph method also it is coming. Short form method also it is coming. So Buddha, physics is superb. If you learn properly, you can do physics with like 100% confidence. But if you memorize, it's very hard. So what I'm saying is, please rethink, rearrange yourself, reorganize. Second term is very important. Second term physics lessons are more easy. Okay, just because second term physics lessons are more easy, don't forget the first term physics. First term physics is hard. So always keep in touch with the first term physics. I don't need to square the answer for area. No, Pata, we are finding the area to find the distance. No, this is just a method. If they tell you to find the area, okay, like in maths, you get the square meter answer. Here, you're finding the area to get a different thing. So to get a different value. So here you give the distance in meters. So rearrange yourself, okay? And then study properly, put a plan, okay? Now in my paper classes, however, I will be giving questions, no, whether you like it or not, again the first term things will be again repeated. Again, when doing second term, even third term while doing, I will be giving second term questions, first term question. So I'll be troubling. So properly, if you follow my classes, that trouble will make you move forward. Okay, so please share this with your friends. So I think this is really valuable for all of you all, especially for the grade 10s who are like struggling, because they were doing well until grade 9 and suddenly in grade 10 they face a lot of difficulties. That is because of their pattern. They are used to this memorizing pattern. So inform them about the paper classes, so anyone can join. I'll be sending the recordings. Please share that recording so you all can support me by informing my classes to your friends and recommending the classes. And I hope today's session was really useful. Next week we are going into chemistry, so please memorize the periodic table and come. Okay, suddenly I will tell someone to unmute and sing the song. Okay, so please be ready. If you all have come up with nice funny songs which can be shared, there are some songs you can't share it to others. Okay, okay, some decent songs which can be shared. Please share these periodic table songs. I think I gave the activity series songs also, no? So I hope you all will use all these wisely and get a good mark. So our theory classes, Puta, we are having our online classes on Sunday. I have already told you, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Sundays, fixed for theory, online theory. Oh, sorry, you all can come. So theory also, we explain fully, make the students understand. We provide tutors, we provide recording, all the facilities are available. So to improve your results, it's a good chance. You all can join us. You all can inform about my classes to your friends who are struggling with science and let them also develop their science knowledge. Okay, then good day to all of you all. Assalamu alaikum. Next week we don't have paper. The other following week. Okay. Normally the free grade 10 classes first week and third week. This is the third week of May. Again, we will have it on the first week of June. So hope to meet you all in the theory classes, and paper will be first week of June. Okay then, Puta, thank you for joining the session. Assalamu alaikum. Good day to all of you.